Hey everybody, it's Mrs. A. Thanks for swinging back by the channel. On today's show, we're going to be doing a tutorial of how to do Twitter Live, so stay tuned. So Twitter Live. Now some of you guys might be saying, oh, Mrs. A, I can't even really get the hang of Twitter, let alone Twitter Live. What is it? What's going on? And some of you might have tried it and not had much success. So for those of you who are Android users, today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of how to do your first Twitter Live so that you can get the hang of it. I do not have an iPhone, so if you're an iPhone user and there is a detail that is different, if you could just mention it in the comments below, that would be great so that we can all learn from each other, because I know not everyone is on Android. Twitter Live is something that is available for cell phone users, so if you do your Twitter solely on desktop, this option is not available to you right now, but hopefully it will be soon. And what you're going to want to do is really give Twitter Live a chance for your brand, your service, your product, your blog, or just for your own branding out in social media, because it's a great way of connecting on this video platform without as much of the work as goes into some videos. A third of our time online is spent watching video. So it's really important to not just brush past video or live video when you're thinking about your marketing overall. So for Twitter Live, this came because of Periscope back in 2015. Twitter purchased it somewhere north of $100 million, and it was a live video platform app. And they have integrated it now so that you can broadcast right through Twitter. You don't have to download Periscope. You don't have to be in Periscope to do a live video, which is really awesome. And makes it a ton easier for you. So what you're wanting to do first is you're going to want to make sure that you have your Twitter up to date. And if you haven't updated it in a while, go to the Google Play Store and see if there's an update that you need to download. If you've never tried Twitter, then go ahead to the Google Play Store and download Twitter. And that way you'll be all up to date, because this just came out recently. So if you haven't looked at it in a long time, it might be worth an update. Now, some of the things you want to think about when you want to do a video, you might want to do a Q&A for your fans and have them post their questions on Facebook so that you have a list when you do your live video. You might want to do an AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything, and that can really take the conversation in any direction. You can give them a walkthrough of your shop, your business. If you have a process of how you do stuff, how you set up for creating jewelry or doing a painting or writing, show us how you do that. This can also be a great way for you to connect. If you have a live event going on, if you're going to do a book signing, you could broadcast part of the signing on Twitter Live. You could host a contest. You could tell everybody about a new giveaway. You could pull the name for the contest on Twitter Live. That would be really fun to do. You won't know if you won unless you're watching me live. So there are a lot of different things that you can do as showing us how you do something, or doing a reading of your book or your latest work in process. You can really get a conversation started with a question and answer period. And I'm going to show you how that's going to come up all on your screen here in just a second. So if you go onto your Twitter, you're going to see the basic home, mentions, notifications, and such. And what we want to do first is we're going to start on the Explore tab. And this is just going to look like the search bar at the top. And I did not know this, but that's your Explore tab. And if you hit the top there, but you don't type in anything, you are going to get a list of the top 20 trending hashtags in your location. And you can tell whatever location that you want to specify, whether it's your hometown, a major city, the United States. I just do United States so I can see what's trending across the country. So if you don't know what you want to talk about necessarily, this might be a great place to start, because if there's something that is happening today right now and you want to do some social commentary, or you want to do a rant videos are huge. Everyone needs to rant. That might be a great idea for you. And so another thing that you're going to want to do when you're here in the Explore tab is you're going to want to search for a hashtag that you use. Now, this is going to be related to what you're going to do your video on, and what you might want to start with is your location. The location of like the closest major city might give you an idea of who nearby is also broadcasting on Periscope and what kind of things they are broadcasting when they do a Twitter live. So when you put in your closest major city hashtag, let's say, and you hit enter, then these are going to be the selections that you have: top, latest, people, photos, videos, etc. At the very end, as you scroll across, it'll say Periscope. And when we select that, it's going to show you every live video that people posted to Twitter, that they did through Twitter Live using that hashtag. And so then you'll get a chance to see who is broadcasting what. And there's from this morning, and there's another one. So it'll give you a chance to see what's going on. So once you have decided what you're going to be doing your video about, then you're going to want to get set up and come down here where you see the tweet button, and you're going to want to hit that. And when you do, you're going to have your basic screen come up, and right here, if everything is updated, you're going to see the little video screen with a little heart that says live. And that's where we're going to want to go. And before we do that, there is going to be a little Periscope icon, and mine is blue, but it's right here. If you haven't selected a location, it's not going to be blue. And when you hit it, it's going to give you a list of locations that you can choose for your video. When you select this, the map in the Periscope app will show you, and your video will pop up when you go live. So people who are native in the Periscope app will then see that you're broadcasting a video. And so I am just going to select the nearest largest city closest to me, just because that's what I'm aiming for. You can be exact as you want. If you were at a conference and you were giving a talk and you wanted to broadcast that live, you might want to select the exact location of the building that you're in. If you're doing a bookstore signing, or if you're getting inspiration and you want to show people how you like to people watch at the mall, you might want to put your location as the mall. It's whatever you want. But this is going to help people in Periscope realize that you're broadcasting and see your video on the map if they're searching for something to watch. So once you have that, we're going to hit the go live button. You're not going to be live, so just hang on, hang in there. And the screen is going to change color, and it's going to say what's happening. It's going to have your location. Down here it's going to say initializing, and you're going to wait until you see it turn red and it'll say go live, because then you'll know that it's all hooked up and ready to go. So at the top in the what's happening part, we're going to type our tweet that will be posted in Twitter once our broadcast is over. So I'm going to post doing a Twitter live tutorial to post on my YouTube. It's almost silly not to use hashtag live. It's 5 characters out of your tweet. You can fit it in there somewhere. And this is going to help people who are native in the Twitter app who are looking for something live to hopefully find that you're going live. You're also going to want to add your location hashtag in here, because then that's going to help with double exposure of the location that we put for the Periscope, and then the hashtag location for the people on Twitter, just to kind of help it along. So once you have your tweet written, you've got your hashtags in there, and if you're doing a live tour, a Q&A, or whatever, make sure you put that in your tweet just to help people to find it. And then you're going to be ready to go live. And when you do, it's by default going to broadcast from this camera first, so that you'll be looking at the screen, seeing what it's seeing. You can swipe it to change so that it's using this camera facing you if you would like. It's all whatever you prefer. And you can flip back and forth from this camera to that during the broadcast. So keep that in mind. Also, before you go live, just take a look at what's around you. Now, if you're going to be doing this outside in natural sunlight, it might not matter. But if you are experiencing an incredibly windy day like we are here, and you need to do it inside, be aware that the lighting is going to possibly make this really dark if you were going to be sitting in bed with one little lamp on. And so if you want to be doing a chapter reading of your book, or showing us jewelry or a product, or taking us through a process or something, or having an interview, a Q&A, we want to see your face, we want to see what you're showing us, and you want it to be interesting visually for your audience because it's video. And so if you at all possible can, try going into the living room and sitting next to a lamp, take off the lampshade, borrow for 5 or 10 minutes the lamp from the other side of the room to put on the other side of you, take off the lampshade, and that will give you more of a light so that you're not swathed in shadow or looking really creepy. I've got 3 going on here, but you don't necessarily need to go to that kind of trouble. I have a backdrop, you don't need that. Again, if you're showing us your workshop or your creative space, your corner of the world where you make magic happen, then we'll want to see everything around you. So, but just keep that in mind. Also, if you have just rolled down a hill and haven't run a brush through your hair, you might want to consider that because you're possibly going to be part of the video. We always want you to be authentic and to be yourself. You know, we don't ever want to get some kind of a video where you're pretending to be someone that you're not. But this could possibly be on your Twitter feed and out in the atmosphere of the internet for the rest of eternity, and you want to know that you are presenting in a good way, but also think of it in terms of when you feel good and put together, your confidence shows in the content that you're bringing your audience. And so if you feel that you look good and you put your face on, you ran a brush through your hair, then you're going to show that confidence in your broadcast. And you're not going to be all hung up on, oh my gosh, what do I look like? Because you're just going to be focused on what you're talking about. And so if putting on some makes you feel ready to go, then do that. You know, I'm just saying, don't put into, you know, hundreds of dollars in makeup to think that you have to be runway ready when you do a Twitter live. But we do want you to be your authentic self and to feel confident and happy and excited so that you just put your best foot forward. So we've got lighting. We're taking lighting into effect. If you're outside, you're all set in natural sunlight. Just be aware of the microphone and how wind might possibly affect the microphone if you're outside. We've got the lighting, we've got our content, we've got our hashtags, we're all ready to go. And so when we're ready, we're going to hit go live down here at the bottom. And what you're going to want to do is to let everybody know, hey guys, this is Mrs. A. We are live here on Twitter doing a tutorial walkthrough of how to set up and do your first Twitter live using your Android phone. It's so great to have you. You're going to want to introduce yourself, and what you're going to notice is that down here in the corner, right now 0, which is fine, it'll show you the total number of viewers right now. And when you have a viewer that comes on through Periscope, you're going to see their name come up down in this corner on this side. And it only takes a second, but it is really great if you can acknowledge them and just say, hey, really quick, you know, their little handle is going to be showing there. And so you might as well say hi. It's social media, and the whole point is to be social. And a lot of times saying hello really quick to the people who are watching is going to give them, they're going to obviously like being mentioned and acknowledged. And they're maybe going to say hi, or what state are you in, or what's going on. And right away, the conversation is going to pick up, which is the whole point. And so if someone comes on and says something, by holding the camera this way so that you're broadcasting on the outer camera and watching the screen, you're going to be able to see that happening. And they're going to hear you live as you're talking to them as they're posting a question, and it's going to go from there. So just note that if you're going to hold it like this so that this camera is on you, obviously the majority of outward facing cameras are of a higher quality than this camera, and I get that. But if you want to use this so that you look better on this camera, you're not going to be able to see the screen to see who's joining or who's talking to you. So just keep that in mind depending on how you want to try holding the phone and doing it that way. And so you're going to give your broadcasts. Note that you probably shouldn't flail the phone around like I'm doing right now. And just be yourself, and don't worry about stumbling over words or needing to pause. People are very forgiving. Hi, Tari Coco. Oh, what a nice name. And they're gone. Hello? Sorry, hope I didn't mispronounce your name. People are very forgiving, and a lot of people are going to bounce in and out. And so just roll with it. It's okay. These are completely deletable once you're done. So it's not like you are never going to have a chance to take it down if you don't feel that it was good enough. Also notice that you don't want to fully cover up your microphone when you're talking so that we can hear you, and don't be smushing your hand around or the sound might be muffled. And again, don't be waving it around like a crazy person. But just have fun with it, take us around, take us on a tour, just sit down and talk with us for a minute. And yes, do try and hold it steady so that we can have a nice clear picture that's not making us seasick. And so when you are finished, don't forget that this is your chance to have a captive audience live, and people who are not going to be able to join you live are going to be able to watch this later on Twitter. And so take a moment before you end your broadcast and let them know, hey guys, if you want to catch this entire tutorial over on YouTube, just go and search Carrie Allenbacher. And if you want more information on me and my books and my writing, head over to carrieallenbacher.com and check out The Early Bird Cafe, The Place Between Places, and some of my other writings. It has been really great talking to you guys today on Twitter Live. Be sure to follow me at Ollie1 and hit the notification bell for live video only, and then you'll get a chance to see more video as I do it live. It's been great talking to you. I will catch you again soon. This is Mrs. A. And then you are going to swipe down and you're going to hit stop broadcast. And your broadcast is over. You're now not live. You will then see a video, a screen, a Periscope screen. It's going to show you your tweet and how many people were watching, your location, when the peak time was of how many people watched you when, total cumulative minutes watched, the duration of your video, and the live viewers that checked in from Periscope, which is all great stuff if you gave a how-to and it was so many minutes long, and then you can see on the graph, oh, people kind of really petered out after 3 minutes. If you want to try and do an armchair quarterback of how you did, and that stuff is totally able to be saved to the gallery if you need to refer to that later. And so this blue play button will play your video again for you if you want to go ahead and watch it again for whatever reason. And if you are done, then we're just going to hit the little X up here, and then it is going to disappear, and you will be able to see that it's a tweet on Twitter. From there, again, if you watch it and you're just like, oh my gosh, that was so silly, delete the tweet and it's gone. You don't have to separately go to Periscope and delete it twice. Just delete the tweet and it'll be gone and you'll be fine. But that way, then you can go into the tweet itself and then share it to people and what have you. So that's Twitter Live. If you want to, as I mentioned before I closed that about notifications, let's go over here. Let's go to randomly the real Lucy Davis. Hi, real Lucy Davis. We're going to follow her, and when we follow her, the little bell is going to show up. And so when we hit the bell, it's going to give us, do you want to turn on account notifications. And we're going to say yes. And it's going to say, do you want account notifications for all of her tweets or only live video? And I'm going to say yes, only live video. And then it will show up as a little blue check mark. And then you will know the next time that the real Lucy Davis goes on to Twitter Live, and you'll get a bell. Then you won't be bombarded with every single tweet that she tweets, you know. And you can go through all of your followers and do that, so that then you'll be able to know who's on live, who's doing what. And make sure that you mention that to everybody. Post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram. Do a Twitter Live on how to follow people this way. There's some content for you right there. So that's a great way to not be bombarded with notifications, but to see who's doing Twitter Live and to be able to join in, because the more that you join in, the more excited they'll be that you joined. They're going to want to join yours, and the process can go from there. So again, if you're an iPhone user and there was a step in here that was different from an Android user, please mention it down in the comments below so that we can all learn from each other. I hope that this has kind of broken down Twitter Live for you so that you can try it for yourself and see that it is not as complicated as you might have thought. And there really are a lot of different things that you can use in a live video to help your brand, your service, your product, your website, your company. If you have an idea for a Twitter Live video that I haven't mentioned, mention it down in the comments below, because maybe we can build up an idea sheet that we can share with everybody, just so that in case we run out of ideas or we have a mental block, that we can refer to it. Because I would love to see what you guys are doing on Twitter Live. Make sure to mention your handle below, or tweet me at Ollie1 on Twitter so that we can follow each other and see what everybody is doing. I hope that this has helped you guys. It's been great sitting here and chatting with you. I will talk to you again soon. I will talk to you on Twitter. I will talk to you here on YouTube. Again, check out carrieellenbacher.com for my writing and more of my zaniness, my craziness. I will see you guys soon. Thanks. This is Mrs. A.